Hello and welcome back to Hollowponds Solo Sagas. So we are continuing with our Lancer campaign. We had decided that we were going to do a bit of a point crawl, and I've started writing a point crawl. I have the beginnings and the first real encounter written. We also have done, because our last session, did I tell you about the increases I did? No, because we didn't actually increase it. So I have increased both Marquis and Viking, so they have got better. They are now license level 3. I don't think I told you about the license level 3. I told you my plan. So license level 3, we have given Marquis level 3 in the Blackbeard. I have read about all the cores of Blackbeard. I know what I'm doing. He has synthetic muscles, custom paint job, personalizations. Now, because we are going space battle because of the point crawl, I've given him an EVA module, and he has got the reinforced cabling, which allows him to move faster. He gets to and can do pull downs. He has intercede rather as a reaction. If he's standing next to Viking, who is his bondmate, he can take damage, so swap positions. He increased in bonded, which is if a character within your line of sight attempts to attack your bondmate, you can spend your Overwatch to threaten the attacker, forcing them to either choose a different target or attack anyway. If they attack the target, your Overwatch is expended without effect. If they choose to attack, if they choose not to attack, if they choose to attack anyway, you can immediately attack them with Overwatch as long as they are within range and line of sight. Marquis does have his flex mount assault rifle, so that means that he would be able to do it if he's within range 10. He has his chain axe and his nanocarbon sword, and that's about it really. He took a +2 in blow something up as his skill triggers, because we're also going to probably use that for the point crawl. So I've got everything out to do a tabletop battle, but I don't think we're probably going to do a skirmish this session. I've got it all out set up, but I doubt we're going to do it. We'll probably just have the first part of the point crawl, which is going to be a skill challenge, and we'll go through bits of that, and then I'll describe what's going to happen, and then we'll load in next session straight into what that's going to be. We'll roll what it is so you'll know what you're coming into. Viking is going to use a goblin for at least that first skirmish, and we'll see how. So the actual goblin frame. Viking has level 3 in the goblin frame. He took level 3 in hacker, which gives him the last argument of the kings. Last argument of the kings is a full tech option. You do a tech attack versus the target who is in sensors and line of sight. You implant a virus, which means that they take burn instantly equal to their heat that they have at the moment. So Viking would then try and get some heat on something and then do the last argument, which would then create that heat into burn, which they'd instantly take as heat, and it would melt them down, hopefully faster. So basically, Viking's attacks primarily work. They are E attacks. He is, I can't remember what it's called, but he's an electronic warfare specialist who attempts to basically melt people down. This is key bits. So he's got 3 in hacker. He still has 2 in infiltrator, 1 in spotter. Core bonus, the lesson of the held image once per round. So this is the core bonus, once per round as a reaction. Oh no, so yeah, they get that as well, don't they? So Marquis has his core bonus is sloping armor. He gets a +1 armor to a maximum 4. So Marquis's Blackbeard has 2 armor and 20 hit points. Goblin, he has once per round as a reaction at the start of any allied character's turn, you may make a lock-on tech attack against any character within line of sight and sensors. So basically, before Marquis acts, Viking can lock the target that Marquis is about to attack. If Marquis hits it and consumes that lock, Viking can then fire off his autopods to do auto damage on it, so we can get some synergy between the two of them. He's basically got a goblin rig. He's loaded in with his only weapon he's got on the goblin rig is the autopod. Everything else is E attacks. So he's going to do tech attacks pretty much purely. There is no weapon that Viking is carrying on his goblin. He has a reaction. When hit by a tech attack, you can take a quick tech option against the attacker as a reaction. He's got all the invades that he had previously. He also has the AI, the Horus AI, the Osiris chip embedded in his goblin, which gives a multiple gate tech attack. It's all pretty. I'll put it up on the website. I'll make sure I do that. I don't think I've done that yet. I'll do that after this session. I'll put it up on the website so you can see level 3 Viking in the goblin. This is who they are taking on the point crawl. So let's move on to the point crawl, and then we. Oh, and Viking took +2 in charm because they didn't really have any interpersonal skills, and so I decided to give Viking a +2 in charm, which is just the trigger word is charm. So point crawl. I've written the first half of this. It is available to the patrons. It's been available to the patrons for 3 weeks since you've seen this. Patron tier, lowest level tier of the Patreon, which supports the books, the physical books I'm producing, the Adventurers Guild. Hello Adventurers Guild, there's your names up there. Support the video production. That's how I've decided to split it. So the patrons get discounts on the books and various other things. The Adventurers Guild get early access to videos, and when I'm do it, which I promise I'm going to do it, they get videos made especially for them. Nobody has said they want anything specially made for them yet. If you do say that as Adventurers Guild members, I'll create some sort of. I think we're reaching a point where I'll create a Discord. So I think we're reaching that point, so as we can have a conversation about stuff, and you can ask stuff, and we can do a bit of between the Adventurers Guild. Then we will do something. But the Forbidden Lands mini adventure, I will do that. Probably end of this week, next week. I think I said that earlier in the week, but I am going to do it. Anyway, point crawl. What is a point crawl? I explained it last week. A point crawl is basically you, standardly, it's a more linear form of an adventure. Instead of having a dungeon to crawl, you have several points that you go through with experiences in between those points. We are doing a point crawl to destroy the pirate base that attacked us session before last, whilst we were trying to get Jen onto the shuttle and away. We had a little skirmish and going. So I've created a point crawl. There are several fixed points that we want. The first one is a stand-up fight, probably against an ultra. The second one could be a fight in the hangar as an option. The third point is an out of mech crawl through the pirate base to plant explosives and detonate the pirate base. The fourth point is an exfil, which would be a whatever that is. It's not an escort, it's the other gauntlet, which would be a gauntlet getting off the map and getting out before the base blows up. And there are various different, and the point crawl will explain the success and fail criteria of each of those points. So the point crawl is going to be written, and I'm going to kick it out and we'll sell it. It is going to be supported by the GME because, you know, this is the way things work. So you'll need the GME for some of the random tables, or you can do it yourself, because as I always say, you can make these tables yourself. They're not that complicated to make. You just do a list of things and then you roll on them. I describe everything that I've just basically described. It's tuned for a level 2, level 3 solo with an ally assisting them. That's what it's tuned for. So story, the resistance in this sector of space is fighting hard to hold back the corporations trying to muscle in and take over the mining and production operations. They held out against the Union for a while, but things are starting to get harder. Now the corporations have started working with the local pirate faction to do their dirty work, and the independent miners and traders are finding it tougher and tougher to live in peace. That's basically the situation that I've already described. We have the resistance. So we're on board the resistance ship. We've been told about where the pirate base should be, and we've been asked, will we do that? This was last session. I'm pretty sure this was last session. If not, let's retcon it. This was last session. So we've been requested to spearhead an assault for the resistance has been planning to take out the pirate base once and for all and wipe the faction off the board. The resistance has a rough idea of where the base is located, roughly knows where it's located, but they need you to pinpoint its position, break through its defences, lead a team inside to plant explosives, and then exfil the base, what I just described. They are going to provide us with transport, and we do have, I've written it into the point crawl because we had a one-time bombardment that we can use in the space parts of the mission. So, skill challenges. We have a table of a D6 table of the type of challenge that we will do, and then we will roll on keywords to sort of flesh that out. Now we could do the skill challenge, it could either be happening at present in the story, we could do it as a flashback to the story, or even we could do it as a flash forward to the story to resolve that part of the skill challenge, and then we will move on. Depending if we succeed or fail, there are things to do. So the aim is to try and get above 20. If we roll above 20 for a skill challenge, we move straight onto the point. If we roll between 10 and 19, then there is a chance that we need to do another skill challenge, or we're good to move on. If we fail and we get under 10, then we have failed the skill challenge, and then there's an issue or complication, and then we roll another skill challenge. That's it. So the beginning of the point crawl is, so this is going to be a really short session, I would predict. I'll just do it as a short session, and then because otherwise it's going to be over an hour, and no one watches the ones over an hour. So if I just do a battle, it might last 45 minutes, because we'll also roll to see what we're going to fight against, because I think I did those tables already. Yes, I did. All right. So first skill challenge. The convoy sets out from the hidden rebel base, which we discussed where the rebel base was. Giant hangar doors open. Of the hollowed out asteroid, and our ships burst forth with our one at the tip. So deep within the hangar, within the hangars on board the ship, so Viking and Marquis are fixing up the mechs, making sure everything is right and fine. We've got the small goblin mech, which we've got. The goblin mech also has, I think I put EVA stuff on the goblin mech. I hope I put EVA stuff on. Yeah, it did. EVA module. So the Goblin has the EVA module, and the Goblin has the personalization, which gives +1 accuracy for tech attacks because of the database of mechs. So Marquis and Viking are working with Jen in the hangar on board the spearhead ship, and then what we got? Okay, here we go. No, that's point one. Point one is first this is skill challenge. This skill challenge represents your final preparations, coordination, and psychological readiness before contact. It might take place aboard the carrier, although through tense banter, critical diagnosis, or a moment of reflection before. I mean, if you read this, you can play through. You don't have to buy it. I've not really thought this one through, have I? Let your story dictate the flavour. So we have our first skill challenge. So we'll roll a d6 on our skill challenge table. We get a 4. A 4 is a technical mechanical skill challenge, which is all right, because we can't really pull Marquis, but Marquis could do a pull rank to try and have a go at engineers to pass it. And we've got a hack fix, which might work okay for Viking as well. So both of them have got a +4 that we could call upon. So what we will do is we are going to roll. So this could be now, it could be before we set off, it could be at various different points that we do this, that we decide to resolve this skill challenge narratively as part of the story. So let's roll, where's my book so I can write the stuff down? So we want to roll some keywords. So first we'll do some verbs. We'll do a couple of verbs and see what this part of the skill challenge is. So 24, hack, okay. Well that works perfectly. So something involving hacking. All right, 21, observe, okay. That works perfectly. That works absolutely perfectly based on what I was thinking of. Okay, so this is a flashback to before we set off. Before we set off, there is a chance that we can say, who's got word on the street? So Viking has word on the street. So we are going to see if Viking can get a 10. Viking just needs to get a 10 for a success for this, to know that the pirates have got a plant on board the rebel base who will who are trying to find out where we're going. 12 plus 4 is a 16. So Viking successfully. So we'll do the 3. We need 3 hits for this to get our main success. So we'll give ourselves shall we give ourselves +2 on each one? Well, then we're not going to be able to roll an issue, and I'd like you to see the issues. But anyway, so we won't. So that's how we've done it previously. We have said, no, it's an advantage, isn't it? So we'll get an advantage. So we've got 1 advantage for our final roll. So we now know, the word on the street that's come to us that there is a spy on board the rebel base, and this is going to, so then we'll do a hack fix. Okay, so now we're going to confront the spy, which is going to give Marquis a chance to do an assault. So Marquis is the main fighter between the two of them, which actually works really well as well, because Marquis has got that charge in mech, and Viking has got the hack, that E attack thing. So Marquis is going to say, there's a what? There's a what here? We've got all of this going down, and you're saying that the pirates actually have someone here. So they're going to try and set up a little sting operation, and we will have a battle that will resolve out. We'll do it as a 3 rounds of Marquis getting into it. So Marquis goes to confront with some of the resistance, this pirate dude, and he is working in a small supply shop. There's lots of bits. All right, we'll make it a freezer place, because then we can have the fight in amongst all bits of meat being blown up in like free cold storage. What film was that in? It's probably in a Die Hard. So Marquis is going to go in and call the dude out. The dude is going to pull a sidearm. Marquis has a sidearm, doesn't he? Marquis does have a sidearm. Marquis has a range 5 signature weapon. It does explosive damage sidearm. So Marquis, 2 variable damage. Wow, it doesn't matter, because we're just going to do 3 rolls. They are going to attempt to fight each other. It has the whatever this dude is called. He's got a big beard. Everyone trusted him. He's going to be the blue dice. Marquis gets a plus. Where's Marquis? Assault a +2. Here's the green dice. We get Marquis destroys a couple of bits of meat, goes over the place as the guy gets. The Marquis just opens fire on this guy who's unawares. 1 hit towards Marquis. Oh, yes. We'll get that's 2 hits, so best of 3. That's a success. So we get 2 successes, which is a 2nd advantage. So Marquis hits the guy. The guy gets smashed in the face by a big lump of frozen meat and falls to the ground. Marquis charges up, and before the guy dies, we get a cutscene of Marquis interrogating the person and finding out that there is a signal that is about to be sent across to warn the pirate base that we're coming, because that's one of the issues, is potentially that the pirate base is coming. So we now are going to have Viking is now attempting to, we'll just do it as that, so we get 2 advantages. Viking has a +4, and Viking is attempting to hack the radio network traffic and stop this signal from being sent to the pirate base, so as they know we're coming. And then we'll come back to the modern time, the present time, and resolve what happens. So we get a 13 +2 is a 15, plus the 4 is a 19. So potentially, so that's a success, but it is not a critical success. So because it's not a critical success, we don't automatically move on to the next point. So this is them talking about this. So there's a 50-50 chance that we will then move directly onto the next. So if we roll 1 to 3, we need to make another skill challenge. 4, 5 or 6, we will move on. 1, okay. So they're discussing this, and they're discussing how it only just blocked the signal on time. That was great. And then Marquis goes, yeah, but then we had to. we've got a 1. So, okay, 1. So now we are back on board the ship as it's traveling towards space, and they're scanning and trying to find where stuff is. Because this is a social low key, which is a social challenge with someone non-military or low ranked. Could be buying beers, sharing gossip, or a tense game of cards. Now, what we've got here is these are the backup. These are the infantry which are backing up Marquis and Viking, as Marquis and Viking are going to lead the vanguard to attack the pirate base. So this is mainly going to be for Marquis, who is going to attempt using pull rank to basically get the people going. We'll do the same thing. We're going to give Viking a chance of rolling word on the street. So they've got three successes potentially. I could have rolled for this, the hack observe, but I just automatically knew. I mean, we can do a roll. No, I like this. I like this part. So we don't have to roll for this bit because we've already got that bit from what I'd said previously. So we won't bother rolling to find out what the skill challenge is. We'll just roll with the story. I think I say that. Yeah. I say you can do it to roll out the story, or if your story presents an option, use what your story presents. Describe how the issue unfolds and becomes part of your story. Don't just roll the issue. Own it as part of your epic tale you're writing. I like reading my own writing, don't I? So we will have. Marquis is. So first off, we're going to have Viking is going to attempt to hear if Viking can sort of hear word on the ship that people are a bit unsure. No, he doesn't. So that gives a 7, which is not a success. So we do not get an advantage die for that, or an accuracy die for that one. So we're completely oblivious to this. Whilst in the canteen, so we're going to give Viking a take control, and then we're going to make Marquis do the pull rank. We're going to be Viking is in the canteen, and so we've got to take control of a situation, which is a +2. There is some tension in the queue in the canteen for some mash and sausages, and someone says something to Viking, and a little scuffle takes out, and Viking is going to attempt to take control of the situation, basically dive in, split them apart, and say what's going on here, and then we'll have Marquis give a talk to the enlisted men to find out what happened. So Viking is going to attempt to step in and resolve this. Viking gets a +2 to this. That's a 4. Viking's doing badly. Okay, so that's another failure, so we get no advantage dice for that. So now Marquis has to try and make the roll. Marquis has a +4 for pulling rank. So Marquis, we're back in the hangar. The 2 mechs are looking spick. We're about to drop out of blink gate space to hit the point where we will be able to have our first point of the point crawl, the main point, and then I'll go through what that is, and then we'll sign off for the day. And Marquis has pulled everyone into the hangar. Everyone is in their combat gear. Everyone's combat ready. They're ready to board drop ships to drop into the pirate base. And Marquis stands up and starts to talk about how they have done this before. This is what their job is. This is what they do. They are lancers, and lancers are the best. We will fight this fight, and we will get you onto that base. We will then land, and we will then accompany you to plant the explosives. He's going to talk about the stuff that they've done before. He's going to talk about all those other bits. He's got a +4 to this roll. He needs to get at least a 10, otherwise there's an issue. 9 plus the 3 plus 4 gives us a 13. So he just gets them all over. There's a big cheer. Oh, we didn't get that. So the issues are sort of like a hacked manifest, friendly fire warning, sabotaged insertion, contaminated supplies. We don't get an issue, but there are further points because we will then have our first point. Everyone cheers, and he says, right, mount up. So we have now, if you do, so we don't bother rolling the 50-50 the second time. I say this here. We don't, you need to make one more skill challenge before proceeding, explain why. 4 to 6, you're good, move on, but you only do one extra one. You don't do a second one. I think I outlined that there. So that's our first skill challenge. Convoy sets up hidden base, carrier leads them on, we had a flashback and then we had a present day. That is skill challenge 1. We take us closer to the pirate base. We're about to reach the first line of defense of the pirate base. We've located the subspace echoes that reveal the pirate base enclave's hidden position. The convoy adjusts course and begins its approach. Then alarms begin to blare. Blocking the path to the base is its first line of defense. An enemy ace laying in wait among asteroid debris and wrecked hulls. This is the pirate's main pilot, a major threat, and your job is to keep them occupied long enough for the main force to break through and reach the base. So I then do setup, build your battlefield for using a space-themed map, fill it with asteroids and wreckage. It's a hold the line stand-up fight based off the GME. Our time is to buy time, not just win the battle, so make it messy, cinematic and brutal. The opposition, I'll include in this all of the opposition. We have an Ultra Berserker, an Ultra Ronin, or an Elite Assault and an Elite Priest together. And I say normally you'd throw your big bad at the end of the crawl. Not this time. This ace hits hard and hits early. Is that it? Aftermath. Once the combat ends, the convoy will retrieve you and your ally if you brought one and continue towards the base. And I also mentioned earlier on in this book about if you lose your mech, ways to basically narrate if you lose a mech and how to build that in. So I'm going to roll a d6 and then we'll decide what we'll be fighting, and then we'll call it quits for this session. It's still going to be about a 20-minute session, and we will set up the battle against whatever this is next time. I'm hoping, I really want it to be an ultra. I want it to be us two against a big, massive thing. One, yes, it's the Ultra Berserker. We will be fighting an Ultra Berserker. Ultras go twice, they have all sorts of skills. It's going to be quite cognitively challenging, but I'm quite looking forward to that. So we will dive straight in to Marquis and Viking in Marquis's Blackbeard, Viking's Goblin, going up against an Ultra Berserker, which might rip us apart, to be honest, because a Berserker is full blown. And we will then I've got them here, but they'll be in the package with the stuff, and that's it. That is this week's session of Lancer. Is just doing that first part of the point crawl, the skill challenge part of the point crawl. We are now going to face our Ultra Berserker in a battle next week. Thank you so much for watching. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being a subscriber. Short sessions, a good session. Whatever you can, whatever landing you can walk away from. If you're not yet a subscriber, do consider subscribing. Hit the subscription button. Not only will there be some sort of effect, but the world will know that you like this channel. You'll get more of this stuff put out, and other people. Basically, how it works, I think, if I remember rightly, is the algorithm looks at the stuff that you like and that you have subscribed to, and then it looks at the stuff that people who have subscribed to this channel have subscribed to, and it says, oh, you like the same sort of stuff this person likes, you might like this, and then my stuff gets pushed out, and then other people get to see it, and then it gets to be bigger, which doesn't affect you one way or another, but it does mean I keep doing it. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. Thank you so much to the Adventurers Guild for all of your support in supporting this and all the things that I talked about at the beginning of this. And anyway, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to next week. See ya.